here.
This meeting is being recorded.
I don't know if I want to be recorded. No.
Okay. Man, is this going to be good? I'm still letting people in. So, guys, happy Tuesday, October 25th. Is it or 24th? Damon, it's October 24th. Hallie, Eddie, is there a special day on? Is there any significance on October 24th? Does anybody know?
United Nations Day.
Is it United Nations Day? You know what? So Joe Roy from the Nebraska MEP, by any chance, do you know of anybody's birthday today?
Not anybody of any importance.
How about anybody that how about anybody that's just important to,
the governor of New Mexico was born on this day in 1959.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Just like somebody else who's on this call.
Joe, what day were you? Joe, what day were you born?
I was born on this day in 1959 also.
Oh, hey. All right. Eddie, are you kicking us off? Are you going to kick off the little birthday greeting for Joe?
Absolutely. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
Many, many more. So, hey, guys, wish Joe Roy from the Nebraska MEP a very special happy birthday. So, Joe, happy birthday, brother. Appreciate you, dude.
Thanks.
So, man, awesome. How did you expect that one coming, Joe? Did you know that? So
I figured you were probably in tune with that. You're usually in tune with those things, Kurt. So I wasn't totally shocked by that.
Well, happy birthday to you, brother. So, guys, thank you for joining us today. Let's just dive right in. So, my name is Kurt Anderson. What an absolute honor and privilege to be here today. And, man, I hope you guys got a good night's sleep because this is going to be just on fire. So, with no further ado, let's get some introductions going here. So, I'm going to go to the great state of Michigan. So, Hallie, happy Tuesday. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So, guys, do me a favor. So I'm still letting people in here. Diane Byers in the house. Diane, we're rooting for the Phillies tonight, right, Joe? You rooting for the Phillies or who you got? You got Phillies or Arizona?
I'm probably rooting for the Phillies, but Arizona would be okay. But I'm
okay. Diane's a huge Phillies fan, so anybody of our friends in Philadelphia, and we're rooting for Philadelphia for you. So, guys, happy Tuesday. We are here to really dive into like social selling strategies, and we're gonna be hitting LinkedIn super hard. And if we were all in person, we'd be high-fiving, we'd be shaking hands, we'd be handing out business cards. I strongly encourage you, welcome you. This is a great opportunity to meet some new best friends. Drop your LinkedIn profile in that chat box. Let us know where you're coming from. You can drop your website in there. Let us know who you are, where you're coming from. I'm just dropping my LinkedIn in there. Eddie's dropping his in there. And Hallie's going to drop. These guys are just absolutely on fire on LinkedIn. And these guys are manufacturers. And so that's why we brought them here today, just to show you guys some great, wonderful strategies. So, Hallie, you're with IQ Manufacturing. I'm going to come back to you in 1 second. Let's slip down to the Buckeye State. So we've got the great state of Ohio here represented. Eddie Saunders Jr., happy Tuesday. How are you, dude? Happy Tuesday to you.
Hey, it's a beautiful day to be in the great state of Ohio, my man.
Well, thank you, Eddie. Appreciate you being here. And you've got some really exciting news that you're going to be sharing. And we want to dig into like your journey and how you've been attacking LinkedIn and your social strategies. You do a bunch of keynote speaking. We might even talk about the Industrial Marketing Summit coming up that you're speaking at. So I'm going to come back to you. Now, man, we're going to slide over to the West Coast out in Seattle. My co-host with the most on our little live stream show, for any of you that are follow us on our live stream show, Manufacturing E-commerce Success, I've got Damon Pistulka. Damon, so morning time where you're at, my friend. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Kurt. Happy to be here today. Gonna have some fun.
All right, so let's dive in. So, hey, I see Whitney.
Yeah.
Houston, we are sorry about the Astros, my friend. Diane is still rooting for I know, sad face. We're rooting for the Phillies for Diane.
Hey, but it was a Texas team.
Hey, we've got Lisa is here also from Michigan. Julie, Charlie, Steve, thank you guys for joining us. Alma's here from Chicago. So, guys, thank you for joining us. Let's get started. Hallie, my friend, you are with IQ Manufacturing. Can you talk a little bit about yourself, your background? How does IQ Manufacturing make the world a better place? What's going on there in Michigan?
Sure. So, for anyone who's not familiar, I work for IQ Manufacturing. We're headquartered in Auburn Hills, Michigan. We do manufacturing for aerospace, automation, automotive, and defense industries, and we specialize in high mix, low volume work. We also did just open up a prototype build department in our facility as well. So we're making concept vehicles, which is really cool to see. Me personally, here at the company, I'm the director of marketing. So I oversee and implement all the social media strategies, the website updates and designs, videos, photos, all that fun stuff. And then I also do some material purchasing and help in our quality department as well.
Excellent. And hey, I just dropped IQ Manufacturing. I dropped their website in the chat. So go ahead, click on that, check it out. A couple more hellos. Did I see? Hey, David from Siemens is here today, guys. I've got who else? We've got all sorts of people here. I said Alma. We've got Adam. We've got Ashley. We got John from Nebraska MEP is here. Matt's here. So guys, thank you for joining us. Let's go back down to the Buckeye State. Eddie Saunders. Eddie, my friend, you longtime manufacturer, marketing guru. You are doing some great work. You have a new new exciting company that you're launching. Share a little bit about your background, how you make the world a better place. What's going on in your world?
Yeah, so I appreciate it, man. So recently just launched my demand gen and content strategy entity in Speak Friend Consulting, which is something that I've done previously, but I'm just really lucky and thankful to be able to really fill the gap, because after being in manufacturing the last couple of years, and then with my previous extensive marketing and advertising experience, I just noticed that a lot of individuals are making noise the same way they did 20 and 30 years ago. And with the resurgence of all this technology, with social content, and with all of this opportunity that's in front of them, I'm trying to help fill that gap and noticing that there's noise to be made, but some just don't know how to make it. And that's okay. That's what I'm here for. So we're over here just shining the light, turning the volume up to 11 on manufacturing around the world.
Well, Eddie, I know you're a busy guy, and thank you for joining us today. How about a round of applause for Eddie launching his new entrepreneurial journey? So, Eddie, we wish you nothing but monster success. And, dude, I've had the honor and privilege to meet you in person. We're going to get together again at the Industrial Marketing Summit. And so I'm just a huge fan. Love what you're doing. You do everything with integrity. You have brilliant marketing strategies. So, guys, strongly encourage you, welcome you, connect with Eddie, follow his content on LinkedIn. Absolutely crushing it. Let's slide back over to the great state of Washington, to our friend in Seattle, Damon Pistulka, my co-host with the most, my friend. Can you share a little bit who and what is Exit Your Way? How are you making the world a better place? What's going on with you?
Well, we're setting owners up for exit success. That's really what we do, is partner with owners to be a long-term piece of getting their business to the right value and prepared so they can exit the way they want when they're ready. And something that started out of being a investment banker / business broker, and realizing that there was this need that so many businesses come to market that don't get sold simply because they aren't prepared. And that's what we bridge that gap and help owners get that exit success. And we can flip the odds in their favor. When they start out, that's got about a 70% chance of not doing it and not getting sold. And we can get them to 90% chance of selling. So,
well, what's fantastic, a career in manufacturing. And so you're bringing your expertise, your passion, your experience to entrepreneurs that are looking to, take things to the next level. So many companies, was it 80% they just go away. They just evaporate. Yeah. There's not a prodigal son or a prodigal daughter takes over the company. So again, you come into things with integrity. You're putting yourself all over the place on LinkedIn. Guys, I strongly encourage you. I invite you, welcome you. Follow Damon on LinkedIn, man. You will thank me later. Damon, you've got your LinkedIn in the chat. Guys, He puts out great content, great value strategies on a daily basis. It's just, you are relentless. It is really impressive of what you're doing on LinkedIn and how you've built your business. So let's go there next. I'm going to talk all three of our panelists on Hallie. Let's start with you. How did you start your journey on LinkedIn, and why, hey, you're a younger, I'm an older dude, I'm a Gen Xer. And so for baby boomers, Gen Xers, I talk to younger folks and they're like, oh, LinkedIn is for older people. You defy that. As a young person, you are just relentless and just crushing it on LinkedIn. Talk a little bit about how did you start your journey on LinkedIn? Why LinkedIn? Why manufacturing? Let's dig into that, please.
Yeah, so I think first of all, it's super important to note that with the digital day and age that we're in right now, that like social media and marketing online is something that's super important, and companies need to like recognize that. I say this all the time, but like if your competitors or are doing that and you are not, you're going to fall behind, and they're always going to be one step ahead of you. So with LinkedIn, I just kind of, I wouldn't say I started with anything really. It was just kind of building blocks to almost nothing that IQ had, because they had left the marketing on the back burner as the company started to grow. So I had almost nothing to work with. But I'm that kind of person that's like, once I accomplish something, I'm like, okay, what's next? And that's something like a mentality you have to have in business as well. If you want to grow your company within, you have to look at different areas and different departments that you want to grow as well. And marketing and social media strategies is one of those things. So when I jumped on LinkedIn, it wasn't like a snap your fingers and it was like something amazing. It was something you had to build at. And coming from someone who didn't know anything about the industry, that was quite the learning curve for me. So I guess one of the things that I would like suggest to companies who are looking to do this or who are just starting is to be consistent with it. Like I've told you, Kurt, I posted every day for a year and a half, every single day. And that consistency had grown some like interactions and some connections to the point where like people were coming back to see the stuff that we were doing. And that branding that I was doing on the side of that was helping that as well, because people could see that I'm a person in the industry and not just at work all the time. So that was something that really helped me as well build that brand. I think I sent you some screenshots of some things that we could pull up.
I did. So let's start here. So guys, so again, here's Hallie's company, IQ Manufacturing. And what I have here, let's go here. So I have Hallie, I have your profile here pulled up, and let's go here. So you know what? I want to start with, let's go. Let's do a round robin. I want to go through each of your profiles, not super deep. Okay. I want to start with you, Eddie and Damon. I want to just kind of scratch on your profiles. Then let's come back to those posts. I've got a bunch of your posts pulled up in the screen here. But just talk a little bit about, say there's somebody out there, they're newer to LinkedIn, or maybe they've been on LinkedIn for a while, but they're just not seeing the results that they want to see. Just share a little bit about like maybe your headline profile. I've got your featured section next. I want to talk about that for a second, but just talk about how you set up your profile to engage.
Yeah. So I put I've noticed a lot of people don't have header photos, and honestly, I'm not even sure if that really does anything, but having my title right up there when you click on my page is something like it's in your face, it's bam, someone reads it. They may not always go down to your headline, but it's right there in the header for them to see what I do. And then most of the time, those photos will grab my attention, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm going to scroll through the rest of their page. So the headline I have is Director of Marketing at IQ. Obviously, that's my job. And I also run I'm an events committee chair for an aerospace organization for women. So I make sure I add that as well, so that other people see that I'm not just working at IQ, I'm involved in the industry in other ways as well. And then, if we want to scroll down to the featured portion of it, some people may know this, some people may not. I have a hat wall in my office. When vendors or companies or people that I meet in the industry, they'll bring me hats and I just post them. And that was when I first started a way to get content out there, because I didn't really have much and I was still learning about the industry. So I was like, oh, I'll just thank them for bringing the hat by. So that's what all those featured posts are, or the hats that I've gotten, so people can scroll through, and it helps me with marketing, and it also helps the companies that give me those hats because they're getting viewership as well from that. So I keep those up there featured.
Well, I love that, Hallie. A couple of things I want to point out here. So again, like, you're very clear and concise on who you are, what you do. So if somebody's looking for somebody in HR or operations, Hallie's not your person, right? But boy, if you're looking for marketing, this is what Hallie's about. She's in manufacturing. I love the street cred that you're creating by being part of representing yourself and the company at a trade association that's part of Aerospace for Women. So kudos to you. Super proud of you. That is awesome that you're doing that. And again, guys, you look down at these posts, 1,400 likes, 320 likes. So again, not that we're all about the vanity metrics, that type of thing, but when you hear there's always success and clues, right? Clues and success. And you're laying that out, man, I posted every day for that consistency, that relentlessness, and look at the friendships and the relationships that you've built through exclusively due to LinkedIn, right, Hallie?
Yeah, I've been able to connect with a lot of different people, and be meeting them in person makes it so much better as well, because you see them here And then you meet them in person and it's like a whole different experience.
Perfect. All right, let's go. I'm going to be back to you in 1 minute. I want to jump down to our dear friend, Eddie. Eddie, you're launching this brand new company. Absolutely love it. You're huge on empathy. I saw you give your keynote, or you were on a panel discussion last year, and on stage, you're like, guys, empathy, that's one of the keys for marketing success. Talk a little bit about like how you plunged into LinkedIn, kind of the strategy behind your profile, whatever you want to share here. I'd love for folks to dig in.
Yeah, for sure. The biggest thing that we can say going right into how to treat it is it reminds me of student athlete. People very much stress that the first word student athlete is student. That's why you have to keep your grades up in order to participate in that specific point. And the reason I bring that up is because people forget that the first word of social media is social. They just rely on the media segment of it. And so all they're doing is they're regurgitating media. They're not treating it as a social tool. And so that's the biggest thing, first and foremost, if you're talking about things that I've used it for and leverage it really well, not just for conversational, but just, again, using it for its purpose, which is a form of media, but it's that social segment. And so I also try to represent and kind of walk the walk as well as talk the talk. So if I figured not just throwing empathy all around my my profile, if you will, but I'm glad that you brought that up. Specifically knowing that I had spoken about that previously and that I'm still staying consistent, which is another big tip for individuals. Because as you're putting all this media out there and being social, being consistent and persistent with your messaging is always going to be a fantastic tool, because you're going to say what you mean and mean what you say. And that's right. Whitney gets it. Consistency is key. I feel it's the key to the castle, for lack of a better term. So, and then as we move down, you're checking out some featured. For me, I don't treat this as I'm having a professional come and scan my profile and they're judging me as if they're going to work with me or not. I want them to think, you know what, this is just an interesting person, right? I'm not trying to essentially impress people. And I think that if I remove the pressure of me having to impress other individuals, I can put enjoyment and I can put the fun back into it. And I feel like if I put too much effort in my 20s, I tried to impress everybody I could in every means that I could. It was a lot of effort and I failed miserably. But I noticed something funny. When I stopped trying to impress everybody and I really narrowed down to just being who I am and turning that up to 11, not only did I start attracting the right people, but I attracted significantly more from a quantifiable standpoint.
Dude, drop the mic. Like, you're just so wise beyond your years, man. I absolutely love it. And so, again, like what we're talking, guys, is, focus on, again, if this is a little bit new for you, your featured section on your LinkedIn profile, as Hallie talked about, like having that nice banner at the top. Eddie right here is putting out like his brand new company is right in that banner, nice, handsome picture, and just really clear and concise, like, hey, I'm powered with human empathy. And this is exactly when you meet Eddie, like this is, he eats, drinks, and breathes and sleeps this. So I absolutely love it. So Damon, I wanted to come over to you, my friend. You are just doing such an amazing job. Just really impressed with what's going on here. You started your journey, I think you told me like 2015-ish is when you really started rolling up your sleeves and like, hey, I really need to step up my LinkedIn game to build my professional business, my career, my entrepreneurial journey. Talk a little bit, any tips, advice, kind of your path. What do you want to share here?
Well, I think, as Hallie said, consistency. I started 2015. I started to get more active in building, connections and people in the industry and around the industries in the U.S. But really, it was 2018 that I started intentionally doing things like posting a few times a week and doing that. And then that led into posting 5 days a week. And that led into posting 7 days a week. And then when you start to do those things, and you just let yourself out, like Eddie said, I started out thinking I had to be somebody else, right? You got to be this, and that's not me. I mean, yeah, I got a picture of me that I got a jacket on in that, but you're going to see that once in a while, maybe. And it's going to be a pretty special occasion because that's people read my posts. They see that, yeah, I'm me. I grew up on a farm. I like to get in the dirt, build stuff, do things that's fun. I like leadership and those kind of things. I do really like to encourage people and teach and just educate. And that's why my profile is set up the way it is because I want people to see someone that's going to be able to help them, whether it's educating or if they want to talk about it, they can talk to me and we can, just talk. And I've been blessed over time that the featured section in mine is an educational piece for me. That's what it is. It's for people to be able to come and get FAQs, and we rotate this around with different things for our resource center on our website, and so people can get free information and answer questions about building a valuable business and selling them. So we just want to help people do that, because I know by meeting great people and doing things, our business will be fine. And it's just educating those customers. I don't know how many people have read what is Marcus Sheridan, They Ask You Answer, that book. That's really what we follow in all of our marketing. It's just educate, tell people about price, tell people about everything you can about your product and service, and let them decide. And they'll come to you. And this is the social part of it's really fun, because you integrate all these different pieces, right? You don't talk about business all the time. You talk about other things, like Eddie talking about empathy, or talking about leadership in my case, and some of these other things. That's what really brings people in. Or talking about the football game last weekend,
right?
Which was awesome, by the way. Seahawks won.
That's hey, go Seahawks. So hey, congratulations, Damon. That was awesome. So, and what's great, it's building relationships. How would you act if you're standing at a trade show? How would you act if you're sitting in an airplane next to somebody and you strike up and there's a business opportunity, or just maybe a friendship, so like that's really all it is. Damon, you've had a great job. You've shared, like, guys, as you're building out your profile, check right here. This is juicy real estate. Hallie talked about, like, hey, how do you, like a headline on I was going to go old school, show my age, say a newspaper, but just say, on a magazine article, headline, online, whatever, hey, here's the headline that caught my attention. Eddie, what's going on in your business? Then I come down, I want to learn more. What's this empathy thing? Damon, you've had a great job where you're getting a lot of, you're treating this as a call to action, where people are like, hey, here's an educational piece. Here's a checklist. Why don't you check this out? And then we could potentially have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Let's keep the party rolling. Hallie, let's dig in. You feel like you're really, like, you've got your, I don't know if you ever feel like you've really perfected your profile. It's always a work in progress. But once you feel that you're in a comfortable place with your profile, now I'm going to apologize if I went out of order of any of the posts here, but you've got a bunch of posts that you want to share. And guys, I encourage you, welcome you, invite you, drop any questions. Let's get this conversational. If you have questions for our esteemed expert panel here, drop that in the chat. Let us know. We're here to help you. Hallie, take it away. What's going on with some of these posts that you have going on?
Sure. So there is one in here somewhere with like a 3D printed part, if we wanted to start there. That one. Yep. So I think it's super important to note that when I started in this industry, I didn't know a single thing about it. I had come from a previous shop before working at IQ, and I learned a little bit of stuff there. But when I came here, I really was dedicated to learning the industry, the products, the services that the company that I work for provides. So when I first started posting on social media, these are the first posts I ever had. These are like, I went way back on my profile to find these, but I didn't know much about the industry. And this was my way of learning more about my company as well. Because when I was making these posts, I was having to go out onto the floor and talk to our owners and ask them questions about, like, what is this material? Why do we use this material over this? And what is this department? What do we do here? So this is kind of what I started with. And not that likes and followers are everything, but the interaction on these posts was very low when I first started. And I think that a lot of people want to, like, snap their fingers and for it to blow up right like the next day. And that's not how that works. This took me a while to get it to where it is now. And being able to share more about the company and who I am personally, and having those people come back to my page has really grown that. And branding myself on top of that has grown that as well, as an employee and as me as a person. So if we go back to that one with the Mazak, I have been going to a lot of shows. Eddie knows, I see him all the time. I've been attending a lot of shows, and I think that people on social media like to see that I'm out there in the field meeting people. And the Mazak one, the first one you went to,
this one?
Yep, that one. You can see that the interactions on those posts have grown tremendously. And it's not just like post about me anymore. I post a lot more about like the company. And this photo on the bottom was from IMTS last year. It was the first show I had ever gone to, and people really enjoyed seeing that stuff. So I was like, okay, this is how I want to go, and this is what people want to see. So I started posting that. And I think that on LinkedIn itself, companies really struggle with getting their content pushed out there or getting the interactions that they want. And because I branded myself first and got that underway, our company page, which is the next one down, the next slide down, has really grown as well. So these posts get a ton of interactions now, and it's not like our personal pages. Like I brand myself, and we have a machinist on the floor that brands herself too. But our company page has been able to grow a lot because of that consistency, knowing what our target audience wants, and being able to make those connections and have them come back and have conversations with us and have them talk with us about that. So I just want to make it know that it's not going to be a quick process. It's long. I'm going to be at IQ in a couple months. It'll be 3 years. So it's been a process. And don't let not knowing the industry deter you from hiring someone who doesn't know it. Because if you're willing to teach and you hire someone who's willing to learn, this could benefit you in ways that you wouldn't even know.
Well, oh man, is this juicy or what? Holy cow. Let's go. I want to go back one. So again, look at the process of like it was a great way for you to educate yourself and understand the product, the company, the process, what you guys do, the solutions that you provide. So now you can you can be the more of an educator you are, the better marketer you are. Yeah. And then you come back here and guys, take a look at the, again, I know these are vanity metrics, but she's showing a picture. Look at the process, 17,000 impressions, 348 likes. What if there was a buyer there from Boeing or some other aerospace, when that's a place that you want to be. Down here, 9,000, almost 10,000 impressions. You come over here, and I know, speaking for myself, hands down, the best post whenever I visit a manufacturer, and you guys know I'll come visit any of you when I do, and I'll be like, hey, who loves visiting a manufacturer? Hands down, bar none, those are always my best posts, because that's you hit it on the head, Haley. It's like, that's what your audience, your buyer persona, that's like what they're looking for, right? We've got one more fun one here. What's going on with this post?
Yeah, I forgot about this. So I post hats all the time. I mentioned that earlier. So this top one was the very first hat photo I ever posted. It was in a gym hat. I was just trying to be a little bit personal and be like, hey, have a conversation with people. I can't really see that from here, but there was very little interactions on that. And people were like liking the hat stuff. So I kept it going. And this bottom one was the most recent hat photo I posted. And those have even blown up. So it's really cool for me and for other people to see that it started from something little and it's been able to grow to something that I never thought it would be. So just seeing that the difference in interactions in the 2-year mark to now is just insane. And just being able to have that consistency will give you that.
All right. Man, that was good. Okay, little round of applause for Haley, just absolutely crushing it. And what about the persistence, the consistency and just your persistence of like not throwing in the towel. And, and then the other big thing, Haley, is like the ownership buy-in, having the company supporting you, behind you, believing in you. I think that is so critically important. Damon and I had the privilege, we did a live stream yesterday on site at a manufacturer, and the president of the company was with the marketing sales team. And that's, it was a collective effort. And so like everybody needs to be on the same page. Eddie, let's come to you, my friend. I've got your profile pulled up. Again, guys, drop any questions, any comments, anything that you want to put in the chat. Let's see, I've got you. Oh, Haley, I'll come back to that one. That was a good one. Eddie, dude, I love this post right here in the red pants.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about, you are huge on social strategy. You love working smarter, not harder. Talk a little bit about your process with your social strategy, how you attack LinkedIn, what's going on there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I keep addressing kind of mistakes that are currently made that I kind of capitalize on. It's because I've made these mistakes. And today people think they put so much work into a single piece of content, and then it just is that. It's only one piece. But me, where I think that I'm going to really shine and where I've been able to work smarter without working as hard, if you will, just so I can focus on other things, is scaling. So there's no single piece of content that I create that is just one piece. If I can take anything and turn it to at least 4, 5, sometimes 10 plus pieces, it creates a really solid strategy. But again, people really underestimate how much that lessens the effort that's put into creation, because Hallie can confirm this. And I'm sure we all know, anyone who's created or even tried to create content, it feels like a hamster wheel sometimes. It's difficult because we only have so much creative bandwidth to come up with new ideas. But if we're able to reduce, reuse, and repurpose our specific content, that's something that I've done extensively. Because as much as it seems like I'm super busy and doing a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, I think you all would be relatively surprised at the amount of effort that I don't put into it. Because I don't need to. And I'm not saying because I have it all figured out, because I'm far from having it figured out. Just ask my wife. But that being said, a lot of the strategy that I come up with is really bootstrapping, because I've worked in so many smaller, scrappier startup type of environments where I've not been spoiled with these massive 6-figure, 7-figure marketing budgets, or all these resources, or even more so a team. So I've been forced to really figure out a lot of these scrappy ways. And luckily in 2023, we have an immense amount of tools. So not only leveraging that reverse engineering with intention, we're scaling content, but another thing to consider is using all of the AI tools that are available to us. It's kind of unreal how I can take what used to take me or some people a couple hours to write a relevant SEO rich blog, but I can have ChatGPT, for example, do it and copy paste it in a matter of 30 seconds or less. It's unreal. And it's not just copywriting, it's creation in general, the images that can be scaled. It's pretty unreal. And I can confidently say that with all those tools and that mindset, it makes things way easier. And with all the data that's baked into these platforms, you really can have a hand on the pulse without just posting and hoping that it works out well for you.
Wow, I absolutely love it. And so I want to recap. Did I hear you say reuse? Or no, what'd you say? Reduce?
Yeah,
Reuse,
just like reduce, reuse, recycle, right? You can reduce your effort, reuse your content, and repurpose that message. It's very scalable. It's just kind of a play on the reduce, reuse, recycle, because I'm also pro recycling.
Well, I absolutely love it. And again, guys, connect with Eddie on LinkedIn here. Go through his profile here and check out like these posts. You know, a lot of times a great way, like I was with a group of folks at Damon, we did a live stream with a group of folks that are high level. They do high publications, Forbes, Fortune, Harvard Business Review. And what they share is that how they started their journey writing for Forbes or for Fortune. They went and followed a bunch of those articles, and those authors of those articles just re-engineered exactly what they did. And that's exactly what Eddie's describing. It's what Hallie's describing. Man, go on their profile, just shamelessly, just kind of follow what they're doing, follow their posts, and just re-engineer it. And again, Eddie, I love following your content. You're fun, you're funny, you're snarky, great. And I say snarky in the most sincere way possible, right?
Oh, I took it right to the heart, man.
That boy, good. I knew you'd love that one. So, all right, I've got a couple questions in the chat box here. First off, Eddie, where do we purchase the branded pants? Where do we buy the red pants? Is that a secret that you're willing to reveal? Or is that just a part of the Saunders household? What is that?
No real secret. Good old Amazon.
Good old Amazon. So guys, you can get your red pants and your red microphone on Amazon. I've got another question that came through. Curious if anyone has tracked how many customers have come through LinkedIn efforts and or ROI. So Damon, before we jump over to your profile, does anybody want to take a stab at that question? Any thoughts? Curious if anybody has tracked how many customers they have that have come through LinkedIn efforts or ROI. Damon, you want to take a stab? I know, like you and I in our live stream, man, I'm more than happy to talk about that one, right?
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right.
You can start it off.
Here's a perfect example. So Hallie gave, tons of advice here, guys. Tons of advice. I'm going to have the replay going out this week. So go back, hit the replay button, or if you missed anything. Building community. If there's any takeaway, It's all about building community. The only reason I know Damon is because of LinkedIn. I put out a little article. It was my wife's birthday in 2020. I think a little thing. What was going on in 2020 in March, Eddie? Any little COVID thing was starting, right?
A little disruption.
Little thing.
We're all sitting around the house. Damon connects with me. Damon, we've done a significant amount of business. We've done hundreds of live stream shows together, all because I put out an article and he responded to it. We became immediate friends. I'll never forget. My wife came home. I'm like, hey, honey, I think I met a buddy today. It was like I felt like I was in grade school. I was like, I found a new best friend, and we've traveled together. We've gone to Seahawks games together. We've been in Alaska together. I've stayed at his house, and we've done. And bottom line, not only just an amazing lifetime friendship that we've created, but we've done business together. So Eddie, we become fast friends. Hallie, we become friends. I know a vast majority of my business, probably 90%, is thanks to or due to LinkedIn. Here's the last thing I'll share. So Damon and I do a little live stream show on a weekly basis. We interview a lot of folks at MEPs. If you guys are a manufacturer, you're not familiar with your MEP, boy, I encourage you, welcome you, invite you. Check out your local MEP. Joe and John are on the call today, and they are from the Nebraska MEP. There's an MEP in all 50 states that's a manufacturing extension partnership. Damon, we've interviewed like maybe 50, 60 folks from the MEP on the live stream show. I went to their annual conference last month, and Joe, John, we all went out to dinner together. Appreciate you guys. And man, because of our live stream show, I easily knew 50, 60, probably 70 people where I'm like, hey, how you doing? We're hugging, we're high-fiving. And Hallie, just as you described, we took that online relationship in person and we're creating business relationships. So I don't know if that was a specific answer to the question I came in on private, but Eddie, anything that you want to chime in as far as our ROI that you want when you were at Flex, or anything on your journey that you want to share to help answer that question?
For sure. A lot of people complain about the price of paid media, if or paid ads on specifically with LinkedIn, but given the fact that you can do extensive targeting, not only geographically, but contextually, that's a fantastic way. And you can take those ads that I would recommend creating in a carousel form because they're more engaging and they're going to be a higher conversion. And you direct all of those back to your website. So not only are you getting analytics from the built-in platform of LinkedIn, as soon as they click that and they go to your site, if you have analytics or G4 plugged into the back of your website, you're literally going to be able to see everything they do from when they hit that ad to when they leave your website. And it's data rich. So if you're not doing that for yourself, you're not only limiting how much attribution you can actually apply, but you're limiting yourself in the educated and data-driven decisions that you can make from those actions.
Well, absolutely love it. So Damon, let's come in here. Hallie, I'm coming back to you. I think Damon, I've got you. All right, Damon, hands down. I don't know. Hallie, this came out probably before you were born, but this hands down, this might be one of the best posts of the year.
You can't go wrong with more cowbell. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Okay. If you guys are looking for if you need a little content, Damon, how on earth do you come up with Saturday Night Live and more cowbell? I don't know. Eddie, you're too young to remember that one. Do you know the cowbell?
Are you kidding me? Yeah. I got an illness and there's only one cure, and it's more cowbell.
Yeah. It's more cowbell. So, Damon, in all seriousness, dude, you got 171 likes on this, 112 comments. You are posting on a daily basis. Your business is helping people exit your way. This is not an impulsive buy, Damon. This is a long sales process, right? You do your Faces of Business, which is a live stream show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You and I have a live stream show on Mondays and Fridays. You are just relentless on LinkedIn. You love talking about building the relationships, building that long, trusting relationship. Can you go there, talk a little bit about what LinkedIn's done for you, your business, and how you've tackled this?
Yeah, it's the thing for us in LinkedIn is I may never, ever get a client off of LinkedIn directly, right? We get all of our business from referrals because a business owner of a, say, 5, 10, 15, $20 million manufacturing business is not going to walk up to me and go, hey, I want you to do this without getting to know me, or without, more likely so, being referred by a trusted advisor. So my journey on LinkedIn is to be able to give people a lot of information, both funny, informational, about me, about things that we do, and then connect and meet and talk with as many people that are working with our kind of people so that they get to know us better. And that's really our whole strategy. It's not, so yeah, we're doing live stream with Weber Knapp. Well, I don't know if Weber Knapp will ever be, a client of mine, but at least my name's out there. I'm talking about it. I dig what they do. I dig manufacturing. When Hallie was talking about what they do there, I'm just like, cool. I'd like to go see it just because, and that's really what I try to do, is just put myself out there and show who we are. And if people like us, great. You don't, because in our business, there's not when you look at standing out, like Haley was talking about, or Eddie talking about in manufacturing, if nobody else in your industry is not on social media, get on. You're the first one. You can corner your market. And that's what I'm really trying to do here, because there's not many people that are in our industry that are out here saying this stuff. I mean, I can count them on a couple hands, really, that are people that are doing it other than just trying to push their stuff all the time. And this is how you build these relationships. And for us, it's really about building relationships with people that could help us in clients, say technical providers, could be marketing, could be accounting, could be whatever, lean manufacturing, cybersecurity, all kinds of stuff that we need help with, our clients need help with. And then also people that are working with like-minded people. Like for us, it's really EOS implementers, COOs, fractional people. Those are really the people that I connect with and talk with on a weekly basis to help build our business. So. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I want to chime in. So David's got a question here. So, and I see Eddie gave a little answer. Yeah. Question is, how are live streams doing versus posting interviews via video clips as post? Eddie, why don't you've dropped a comment. Do you want to chime in anything there along with your comment there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I was hosting a podcast previously, it made me learn very, very quickly that video casts are one of the most scalable and best rich pieces of content that you can originally create, because so much can be pulled from it. I mean, just if you pull audio and video alone, the amount of things you can go just with audio as well as video, creating graphics, creating talking head segments. I mean, looking at the data from what I'm seeing, so correct me if I'm wrong, but short form video is objectively crushing it right now online. Absolutely crushing it, hands down. Doing great. So if you're talking about one versus the other, I ask, why not both?
Damon, your thoughts? You're a live stream machine.
That's exactly the thing, Eddie, is take those long form, because like with what we're doing with our live streams, it turns into a blog post that also has our guests highlighted. It has their websites highlighted. It gives everyone backlinks back and forth. Then the live stream audio turns into a podcast and gives us long-term evergreen content. This thing just keeps on going. And Kurt and I both on the Manufacturing E-commerce Success, we're doing it on both of our websites, and we're linking back to like Inc. magazine and other things like that. So it's crazy. The only thing I admittedly don't do is I don't get the short form yet, but I'm in the process to do that. So in January, we're going to start that, because it is way, way more popular.
Yeah. And I'll chime in real quick. We've started. So Damon and I, if you're not familiar, as he mentioned, we do our live stream show, which is, typically 45, 50 minutes every Monday and Friday. And then what we've started doing is we take we have, if you guys come on our show, we have all these wonderful drop the mic moments. Haley, you had tons of drop the mic moments. Eddie, you had tons of drop the mic moments when you were a guest on the program. So then what we do is we take little 60-second clips and we drop those on YouTube Shorts, and those are doing exceptionally well. The clients, the folks that are coming on the show, they absolutely love it, and it opens up the door for relationships. Like Damon, we just had the editor-in-chief of Inc. magazine on the show in September. Nicole and I just went and had breakfast with him in Manhattan 3 weeks ago. So that would have that was like a dream come true for me. I'm like a 30-year Inc. magazine fan. And so that would have never taken place if it weren't for the live stream. So Whitney Houston says, hey, why not both? Right. And it depends on time. We don't have an infinite amount of time. What a big takeaway, and I'm coming to you next, Haley, is a big takeaway. Find a thing. Find your thing. Find the thing that you find, listen to how Haley started her journey. It was palatable. It was manageable. She felt good about it. Maybe it was a little scary. Maybe it was a little bit out of her comfort zone, but she just kept at it. Damon, you love talking about the Atomic Habits. It's a great book of you just got to get started. Just got to get started. Haley, let's come back to you. Let's see, David, because I don't trust my SMEs to be captivating and engaging on a live, I can only David, that's a great question. You know what? Have Eddie come on, and Eddie will liven it up very much so for you, right, Eddie?
I got solid jazz hands. Look at me.
Solid jazz hands. So
maybe best in the nation.
Haley, I'm going to come over to your page. Two things I want to talk to you about. What is this?
What is that? Okay, so when I was at the Mazak facility 2 weeks ago, most of the parts in a Mazak machine, all their Mazak machines are made here in the U.S. So that was a casting, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the term they used was boring. They were boring a hole into that casting. And I'd never seen that before, ever, at any facility. So I captured that because I always learn something new at facilities when I go, and this was it for that trip. So
why I love this, why I wanted to share this is if you go on YouTube, I have a client that they manufacture circuit boards. And if you go on YouTube and you just Google like, surface mount circuit boards or whatever, they'll have a machine, and it's a pick and place machine where it's just automatically placing parts on a circuit board. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. Like, this isn't Taylor Swift. This isn't like a football game. It's a machine, exactly what Hallie has here posted. And check this out. You have 130 likes with 26 comments. If you're an engineer at Boeing, Lockheed Martin, somebody in aerospace, and they are geeking out over this, this is valuable content. And you're like, wait a minute, like, this is just a machine running. But people are doing that search because they might be experts in the completed product. They don't know your process. And so if you can share a video of your process or this example here, I absolutely love it. Hallie, you've built up the company page. I want to talk to you. I don't even know how we're doing on time, dude. I'm having so much fun. Oh, we got time. Okay.
We're good time.
We're doing good on time. I'm like so absorbed in this wonderful conversation. So, Hallie, talk about the company page, how you've attacked that, how you've approached it for IQ, please.
So for our company page on LinkedIn, we started with, 94 followers when I first started 2.5 years ago. And there was almost nothing on the page. And I didn't know, like I said before, much about the company itself and our services and what I could and couldn't show because we have some ITAR regulations and certifications in-house, so we can't show a lot. So I was just trying to grasp what I could and couldn't post. And once I started posting those things, I was able to look at, like Eddie said, the Google Analytics, how many people, it shows you how many people come from LinkedIn or come from certain pages. And I was able to grasp what people liked seeing and what they didn't like seeing. So we've been able to get a lot of partnerships in here, a lot of people like you see there, Tony Gunn with MTD. And then I like to do exactly what Eddie said. Like, I could not agree with that point more. These videos, these small snippets that you're seeing are taken from larger pieces of content. The bulk of the content, like the larger videos, are on our YouTube, but for marketing purposes, we always use these smaller portions of the video that grab people's attention and bring them in, and then they interact with it more. I hope that answers that question.
Damon, I hope you're not hungry. So
I know now I want donuts.
Like,
nobody's look at the donuts. But look, guys, look at this growth. And Hallie, I'm going to be the first to admit, a lot of manufacturers, they struggle with that company page, and we try to encourage them. Well, you've got to post from your personal page. You took it from 94 to 4,500. My goodness gracious. Just relentless posting. Do you have a secret sauce? Do you have a silver bullet? How can our manufacturing friends out there, they want to play catch up to our dear friend Hallie, any tips, advice that you would have from their company page? How can we get the party rolling here?
Honestly, the reason that our company page has been so successful is because there's 3 of us here at this company who are on LinkedIn marketing. So they're getting to know us. And like I said, it's not all about followers, but those followers to me are connections. They're people that I've been able to gain significant relationships with, and they want to see our stuff now because they know who I am. So a lot of those people that are on that page are in support of the 3 people who are on LinkedIn from our company who are always marketing and branding themselves, and then they bring it over here. So it's been able to trickle over. And I have gotten to a point where the stuff that I post on our company page isn't posted on my personal LinkedIn page, so that it's different content and it's not repetitive and people are seeing the same things. So that's how people are coming to the company pages. They're seeing something different than what we're posting on our personal pages as well.
Well, I love it. Gary, there's the picture of the donuts for you, my friend. So, Hallie, thank you for hey, how about Hallie bringing donuts for the party today? Hallie, thank you for bringing the donuts. That was very kind of you. We appreciate you. And I love this. I absolutely love it. I know your dear friend, Sammy Birch, she's doing a great job on her company page. And so there are opportunities for manufacturers to really start crushing it. Let's see, I've got a comment here. Whitney Houston says, yep, having employees who are active on LinkedIn makes a huge difference. Thank you, Haley.
Mhm.
Thank you, Whitney. I see that disconnect all the time. Just posting on your company page isn't going to get you that. You know what? And I think one of you guys mentioned earlier, if you just, when you're just posting, I almost compare it to like, you ever go to the little diner, they've got the little placemat in front of you and you got the local plumber, the local hair salon. Like if you're just posting without engagement, there's nothing basically it's just like that little placemat on the diner table. Eddie, let's come here, my friend. So our mutual friend, Greg Mishu, just put out a great report this past week. Gartner, the research firm, says that 80% of the B2B buying process is going to be done online by 2025, if I have that stat correct. 80% of the buying process is going to be done online. According to our dear friend, Greg Mishu, he studied 400 manufacturing websites, 75% of them do not have a blog. 88% of them do not have a YouTube channel. Eddie, do you smell opportunity?
That's exactly why I am tripling down on demand generation. Specifically reverse engineering with empathy and leveraging data in order to develop this strategy, because the gap is clearly there. I say this in all due respect, but it's kind of embarrassing for the industry because I see all these other industries out there just blowing it up, doing great things. And it's more than just a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's way more than that. And systems and processes that have been broken for a long time aren't being recognized because those who are sitting in these boardrooms refuse to recognize them because they're just comfortable with doing it the way that they've always done it. And when we get comfy doing things the way we've always done it, reality happens in one way, shape, or form. And if we're not responding to this appropriately ahead of time and being proactive, like as you can tell, objectively, the vast majority of manufacturing is just sitting back and waiting, the system is broken. And if we don't identify these gaps and people like me don't step in to fill them and fix them, you will be a step behind. It doesn't mean that people's businesses are going to go out if they don't change. But if we're keeping it really, really simple, Toys R Us. That's all I got to say.
Toys R Us. Eddie, can you have a little so first off, guys, if everybody, I know we're coming to the top of the hour. I can't thank you enough for joining us. I can't thank our panelists enough. If you want to, one more time, drop your LinkedIn in the chat box. Drop your LinkedIn in the chat. I would love for everybody here to connect. Follow Damon, connect with Eddie, connect with Hallie. Love for everybody. It's a wonderful opportunity to earn some new friendships here. Take the conversation offline. This is what we're doing this for, is to help everybody on your journey. Eddie, you have a thing called the buddy system. Could you please, I know we just have a few minutes left, just enlighten people. What is the Eddie Saunders Jr. buddy system?
Yeah, so when it comes to like the buddy branding system, when we talk about scaling content, it's really when I didn't have resources and I didn't have a team, what I needed to do is take the concept of like when you're a kid, you use the buddy system when you go out at night with friends. There's strength in numbers. When you go swimming, swim with a buddy to avoid danger. Why do we not apply those specific things in marketing? So the strategy that I've leveraged is I took larger entities, larger brands, and if I provide them a synergistic win-win, therefore, if I have a Google ad campaign where I want to pay $1,000. I say, hey, let's either put $1,000 in together and double our output while we're cutting our effort in half, or we'll split that in half and we'll both spend $1,000. We're reducing our initial investment and the effort involved because we're now collaborating. So it's really a larger, deeper, more just enhanced version of collaboration, because it's collaboration with intention of creating a synergistic win-win, reducing the amount of input that needs to be provided, but maximizing the output for all parties.
Well, absolutely love it. And so again, guys, I know we're coming to the top of the hour. I'm going to be sticking around. If you have any questions, we would love to tackle. Again, we're here for community. We're here to help educate. We're here to help you, and we're here to learn. First off, I want to give a huge shout out, thank you to our sponsors. How about the Alaska MEP, our dear friends to the north of Damon? Woo. We've got our friends at NWIRC. That's one of the Pennsylvania MEPs. We appreciate our folks at NWIRC. And we've got birthday boy Joe, and we got John Wilson on the program from the Nebraska MEP. We thank you guys. We appreciate your support. Thank you for sharing with us today. We appreciate you more. If whatever state that you're coming from, I see Alan dropped his LinkedIn in there. He's in Indiana. He comes to us through the Purdue MEP, which is the great state of Indiana. Guys, connect with your local MEP. They're here to help you. Damon, what do you got? Comment, thoughts?
Well, I was just going to say one thing that we didn't bring up today that I think every manufacturer has trouble with. Now, Haley, look at how you've done with your company. How much has it impacted your recruiting?
Oh, it's been significant. There are people we have in the facility right now who found us through some form of social media that we're on.
That is the biggest thing we're seeing improvements with our clients today. The people that are willing to go social is their recruiting is revolutionized. If you adopt this strategy and you've got trouble hiring people and do something like Haley or Eddie helps companies do, you can revolutionize your recruiting overnight and you can take that challenge off your whiteboard.
Couldn't agree more with that.
Drop the mic, Damon. Thank you for going there. Appreciate it. Big mic drop. Haley, we're going to be coming in top of the hour. Take us home. Any parting thoughts, words of wisdom that you want to share with folks as far as like their social selling strategies? What do you have for us?
Just keep going, guys. I know that sometimes it may not seem the easiest, but if you just keep that consistency going and are really here to learn and want to learn and keep obtaining that new knowledge, you guys are just going to keep rising.
What does your owner have to say about Haley's efforts on social?
Well, we have two owners, but they are the most supportive people that I've ever worked for. If you know them, you know that they can be a little bit fun. And Eddie, yeah. But they are very supportive and they are willing to put in the work to be able to make this department grow, which is significant because a lot of owners don't do that. So they tell me all the time how much they appreciate the efforts that I make and all the other things that I do here. So it's that boost of confidence really helps me personally and as an employee. So it's great.
Love it. Branding, putting yourself out there, consistency. Damon, thank you for bringing up the recruiting side, what this does for employees. And Haley, I'm glad you just reaffirmed that. Eddie, my friend, parting thoughts, words of wisdom that you want to share with everybody as we close things out.
I'm going to keep it super simple like I did at IMS last year. Empathy plus strategy equals victory, not just with business, but in life. Empathy plus strategy equals victory.
Absolutely love it. Damon, parting thoughts, words of wisdom, my friend.
No, I'm good. Just go out there and be yourself,
Go out and be yourself. So, hey, guys, thank you for joining us today. How about a huge, huge round of applause for Haley, for Eddie, for Damon, for joining us here and sharing their truth, their passion, their experience, their expertise to help you on your social strategies and social selling mission here. So, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. I know everybody's super busy. We never take this for granted. We appreciate you joining us a little jam session. We do these every month. Join us every time. Gwen has a question. Gwen, do you want to take yourself off mute? Can she? Let's see. Ask to unmute. Can she unmute? Ask to unmute. And I'm trying. Ask to unmute. Gwen, if you want to drop the Alma, thanks for joining us today. Look forward to talking to you more. This was a great session. I'm glad you caught this. Any other questions? Gwen, are you off mute?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had another call at the same time. I just wanted to say thank you so much, everybody. So you guys are just a wonderful group to deal with and so vibrant and uplifting.
Well,
so I appreciate it.
Thank you, Gwen. We appreciate you. Hope you're doing amazing. Have a wonderful week to you. Guys, any other questions that we have for our esteemed panelists? We're saying go Phillies to our friend Diane. Any sorry Whitney, any Joe, birthday wishes to Joe. If you missed it, I think Diane, you came in late. We sang to Joe. So we sang Joe happy birthday. So Joe, we wish you an amazing, wonderful birthday today.
Thank you.
And Ashley, Matt, Alma, Lisa, thank you. Lisa, thank you for joining us today. Who else did I see here? Adam, Alan, Ashley, Matt, any questions that you guys have, please feel free to take yourself off mute. We'd be happy to address those. If not, we're going to have Eddie sing again. Thankfully, it's not me or Damon singing because then everybody would leave, right? Eddie's the musician in the crowd here. So if anybody, I don't want to hold up anybody. If there's no questions, we can wrap up. But please connect with these guys on LinkedIn. Hit them up for take the conversation offline. Eddie, we wish you massive success with your new business. We are just super excited, so proud for you, and just can't wait to see you. Dude, sky's the limit, man. Hallie, you keep crushing it, man. IQ is lucky to have you. You are such a blessing.
Super
So
cool.
appreciative of you being in our network. Thank you for all that you do. Damon, love you, brother. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for everything. Thank you to our sponsors, and we will peace out. So I'll have the replay recording. Guys, reach out anytime, and we wish you an amazing day. God bless, and just be someone's inspiration, just like these guys are, right?